All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Adrian Carmona. Glad to be joining everyone once again for another edition of the Varsity Live Pregame show. Hope you guys tune in. We have a lot of good stuff to share with you, a lot of pregame reports for a lot of games, including Horizon, Nogales, Mountain View, Saguaro, Brophy, Dobson, and a lot more. So hopefully you guys tune in. And after this pregame show, we hope you guys tune in for the Varsity Live postgame show, where we will be giving you the recap of all these games that we are going to preview right now. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So right now, we're going to be joined by Mason Byers, who's going to be giving us the pregame report on the Horizon game. So Mason, how's it going?
Hey Adrian, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. I'm out here at Desert Mountain versus Horizon here in Scottsdale, Arizona. As you can see, it's a bit windy out here. It looks like I have a toupee on. Probably the first day since April. It's been under 80 degrees, so it's good football weather out here, and it's going to be a great matchup.
Awesome. Are you covering the game live?
Yeah, so I'll be doing color. It's going to be a great game. Desert Mountain is 6-0. Horizon is 5-1. It's a regional matchup too, so kind of a rivalry game taking place here. Right now in the state rankings, Desert Mountain is ranked second and Horizon's ranked eighth. So it's going to be a pretty good game. I think this is going to be a game of telling who's legit contenders, and whoever comes out and wins this game, it's going to be a big boost on their ego for the rest of the year, and they're going to hopefully try to take that to the playoffs as we near the end of the regular season.
Well, it's a lot of playoff implications riding on this game.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since it's region play, this game will definitely be a huge one. This might be the biggest game for both teams, I'd say, in terms of rankings and seedings later on.
Very interesting. All right. Well, good luck on covering the game, Mason. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, have a great rest of your show, Adrian.
You too. All right. So big thanks to Mason for giving us that Horizon pregame report. Very big game coming up. A lot of playoff implications between these two teams who are both ranked in the region. So now we're going to transition over to Alex Medina, who's going to be giving us the Brophy pregame report. Alex, how's it going?
It's going good. It's really windy out here. I'm here at Desert Vista, where Desert Vista is going to be taking on Brophy College Preparatory. It's going to be an interesting game. Brophy is coming off of a bye week, and Desert Vista, they lost their last game by 38 points. Brophy lost their last game as well by 3 points. So both teams hungry for a win. And in order for Brophy to come away with the win, they're going to need to slow down Kyle Dranowski, who right now is leading with 538 more yards than the second leading rusher.
Wow. Is he leading the state or the entire country?
That's a good question. I did not research that, but I will look into that. It's going to be interesting. They need to slow him down, especially tonight with it being so windy outside. I think they're going to try and get the ball in his hands. They know that he's consistent with it.
I mean, yeah, leading by over 500 more than the second leading rusher is impressive, even if it is either regionally or nationwide. But yeah, they're definitely going to probably run the ball a lot. Especially, I mean, I can tell from over there it's very windy.
Yeah, for sure. And Brophy, they're obviously looking for a win right now. They've only lost one game, so they don't want to keep on adding to that. And Desert Vista, it's a critical win for them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Alex, for joining us tonight. Have a great time covering.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Big thanks to Alex for giving us that pregame report on the Brophy game. As you guys can see, that area is just very windy right now. So definitely look for those running backs to get a lot of touches tonight because, if it's windy, there's going to be not a lot of opportunities for them to get the ball out through the air. But nonetheless, should be a very good game. Both teams coming off of a loss. So they'll be very hungry to bounce back and get back on the win column. So now we're going to take it over to Jace, who's going to be giving us the Saguaro pregame report. Jace, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, Adrian?
Doing great.
Well, I'm here at Chaparral High School. they're hosting Saguaro, and Saguaro has just taken the field here. It's getting kind of chilly. The sun just went down. Also pretty windy here. Saguaro still looking for their first win on the season, 0-6, and Chaparral coming in at 3-3. Both these teams just came off a bye, but both lost their first regional game 2 weeks ago. So both are looking to bounce back in regional play, and Saguaro still looking for that first win.
Awesome. What do you think Saguaro needs to do in this game specifically to get, all those other games behind them and finally reach their first win?
Well, I think it starts with their defense. They've allowed 35 plus points, I think, in all their games. And also Marcel Jones needs to get going. Quarterback Marcel Jones needs to get going earlier in the game. 2 weeks ago, he showed some bursts, but it was late in the fourth quarter and obviously too late for the comeback. But I think it starts with the defense and then also Marcel Jones.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jace. Will you be covering the game live?
Yep, I'll be working sideline camera, so yeah, I'll get some close-up shots. Hopefully Marcel can get in the end zone.
Yep. Awesome. Great to hear. Well, thank you very much, Jace. Thank you for the report. See you later.
Thank you, Adrian.
All right. Big thanks to Jace for that pregame report on Saguaro. Once again, Saguaro is looking for their first win of the season. Just have not been able to get anything going, especially on the defensive side of the ball. As Jace said so eloquently, they're giving up over 30 points a game in their matchups. So, it always just takes, one sack, one turnover to really get the momentum going on that side of the ball. And Saguaro is definitely going to be looking to do that. And he also talked about Marcel Jones, very talented player, just has not been able to get it going early in games. As he stated, they're definitely going to want to have him, get him some easy looks, just have him get into a rhythm very early so that, by third quarter, he's, in a zone. And hopefully that can get Saguaro their first win of the season. As we wait for the rest of our guests to show up, actually, here's one right now. We're going to take it over to Griffin, who's going to be giving us the Nogales pregame report. Griffin, how's it going?
I'm good, Adrian. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Awesome.
So yeah, we're here in Nogales, our Tucson team. It's pretty cool, and according to Vince, this is pretty historic for the Varsity Sports Show because we've never been to Nogales before, and yeah, pretty sick. So yeah, Nogales, they're 0-6, and they're facing Desert Mountain View, who is 3-3. So it should be an interesting game. I don't know too much about the Nogales team or the Mountain View team. I don't think that they're kind of a lower division, I believe. So it'll be cool to learn and experience this place. But I really like the atmosphere. It's like a really cozy looking high school. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it out here. I'm glad we got to come out here.
Awesome. Looks good. Yeah, it reminds me of my high school back in Miami. It had that very similar feeling where it's just like those very cozy bleachers with the football field and the track. It honestly takes me back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping it's a good game out here. You'll be hearing from Kiana and Ray on the post-game radio show and also the post-game live stream.
Absolutely.
What happens in this game? So I'll let you know.
Yep, great to hear. Well, thank you so much, Griffin, for your pregame report. Have a good night.
For sure, you too.
All right, big thanks to Griffin for giving us a pregame report. And as he did say, you will be hearing about the recaps, the postgame reports of all of these games at 1 a.m. Eastern time. Well, my time, I'll be awake at 1 a.m. to give you to host this part of the show. But after these games, you can tune right into the Varsity postgame show where we'll be giving you the recaps of all these games going on. So now we're going to take it over to DeWitt, who's going to be giving us the Mountain View pregame report. How's it going?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good. It's a little chilly tonight, but we're doing all good.
That seems to be a theme with a lot of these places right now.
Yeah, I forgot to bring a jacket, so I'm going to have to tough it out tonight, but we're all good.
Good to hear. Yeah, stay warm over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, I'm here for the Mountain View versus Mesa Jackrabbits game tonight. Mountain View's coming in 5-1. Mesa's 3-3. I think it's going to be a very explosive game on offense. I mean, Mountain View, they average 48 points per game. Mesa, they give up about 24, but they also average 31 themselves. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Mountain View, I think there's going to be a lot of energy tonight for them. They're at home. It's homecoming night. The crowd's already getting a little packed already. So it's going to be a fun one tonight for sure.
Yeah, homecoming always seems to be the most packed game, even for high school games. Surely it will be a great atmosphere, even for you to witness over there.
Yes, sir. I'm excited. I'll be on the call tonight doing play-by-play. My partner Marcos, he's getting ready as well. But yeah, we're set to tip off in about close to about 45 to 50 minutes.
Sounds fantastic. Hopefully it's a great game over there, a big shootout. And with that, thank you very much for your pregame report. Have a good night.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You have a great rest of your show.
You too. All right, big thanks to DeWitt for giving us that pregame report on Mountain View. Seems to be like a very good game, as he told you with the statistics. Both teams do seem to score and give up a good amount of points. So, looks to be a big shootout and homecoming atmosphere for Mountain View. Always a fun night. Speaking of homecoming, that's I go to the University of Florida and we have our homecoming game tomorrow night against the University of Kentucky. Big rivalry game for our homecoming weekend. It's always just a different atmosphere, a different vibe with those games, and hopefully it will be another good matchup for us. Even though this season has been very up and down. Last weekend we did lose to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Very tough game. It was super winnable. Unfortunately, our starting quarterback, Graham Mertz, did go down with an ACL tear about midway through the game. He actually tore his ACL in the beginning of the drive, then led a touchdown, then threw a touchdown to Arlis Borningham, the tight end, after tearing his ACL. So, big props to him, absolute trooper. He's been the heart and soul of this Gators team the last 2 years now. And honestly, I'm just wishing him the best moving forward for that. But yeah, once again, just a very winnable game. Unfortunately, once again, as it seems to be a theme of this football season for us, a lot of questionable calls from head coach Billy Napier. It seems to be a story that it really doesn't fall on the players now. It really just seems to be like there's something brewing with the coaching staff. It's always encouraging to see you go to overtime against a top 10 team in the nation, especially at their place. But nonetheless, there's no moral victories in college football, as we all know. But as we wait for the rest of our guests to show up, I want to thank you guys all for joining once again to the Varsity Live Pregame Show. I will remind you guys that if you tune in later on through the night for the Varsity Live Postgame Show, we'll be giving you guys all the recaps and postgame reports for all of the games we are previewing right now. So that will include Horizon, Nogales, Mountain View, Saguaro, Brophy, Dobson. All of those big high school games will be recapped, and you will get a report later on through the night. That will be at around 10 p.m. Western time for you guys. For me, it'll be 1 a.m. So unfortunately, I'll be staying up. Not unfortunately, I'm glad to be here all the time, staying up talking football. It's one of my favorite things to do. So, might as well just stay up for it. But yeah, so I will remind you to tune in later tonight for the recaps for all those games. And also, I wanted to highlight something that Griffin said. He said it was big for the Varsity Sports Show that we were at the Nogales game because apparently we had never been there before. So that is big props to him for giving us that. And also just a testament to the hard work that all of my fellow coworkers have been doing for this company thus far. Always excited to see the new things that are going on. And yeah, as you can see with the reports that we've gotten so far, we have a lot of good games coming up tonight that you guys will hopefully be tuning into those live reports and live streams for. A lot of shootouts, a lot of teams coming off of losses that are looking to bounce back. And very good. So apologize for the wait. We're still waiting for 2 more guests to join us tonight. We are currently scheduled to get a Dobson pregame report from Chris and Nicholas Anderson will also be joining us for some of the top high school games by him. So as we wait, high school football is not the only stuff that's going on. We also have some college football games going on. Currently, number 2 ranked Oregon Ducks. They are coming off of a huge win versus Ohio State last weekend. That props them up to the number 2 ranked team in the nation. Very impressive what they've been doing this year. Dan Lanning has been awesome for them as a head coach. And yeah, it's just very, very cool to see that team get back on the map. They're currently up 21-0 against the 1-5 Purdue Boilermakers at Purdue. So Oregon is going to be looking to keep their undefeated season alive, currently 6-0. And also, Florida State is playing at Duke right now. Very good game so far. Currently, FSU, a season to forget so far for them. 1-5, only win coming at home against California. A lot of very tough losses for them when even after last year losing a lot of guys, but making it, going undefeated and being snubbed from the college football playoff, as most people believe. It is they're still going to be a competitive team, especially with Mike Norvell. But they currently find themselves down 20-13 against Duke. As you might know, their starting quarterback in Clemson and Oregon State transfer, DJ Uiagalelei, was knocked down with an injury a few weeks ago. So they're now starting Brock Glenn, who made his debut last year, as their third-string quarterback. A lot of very weird plays for them so far. A pick 6 from Duke put them over the top again. Once again, FSU just very much struggling with that quarterback position. And we are now going to transition over to Chris, who's going to be giving us the Dobson pregame report. Chris, how's it going?
Hey, Adrian, what's going on, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right here at a windy, kind of brisk night here at Dobson High School.
Very windy indeed. It's a lot of people that have showed up so far. It's been super windy.
Yeah, it's pretty fierce right now, to be honest. I'm kind of shocked, but nonetheless, I mean, Dobson and Skyline, I feel like even though both teams are at 2-4 right now, like, I don't know, I feel like these Mesa High School rivalry games just are really slept on across the valley. I know from experience, I was supposed to come to Dobson High School. I ended up going to Chandler High School, and I was looking at schools to go to high school at. And I remember I actually think it was Dobson Skyline a couple of years ago when I was in junior high. And I remember it was a crazy game. I feel like the final outcome was in the 40s for each team. It was a shootout. Me and all my junior high friends were just going crazy because we didn't think Dobson really had it like that, and they do. But coming into this game, they've kind of seen some struggles. They are coming off a loss at Campo, and they lost to their rival Westwood a couple weeks ago, and they lost to their other rival Mesa. So, I mean, talk about a hungry team, and those are definitely the most dangerous. Their rushing attack is actually kind of slept on, to be honest. I think I saw they average 879 rushing yards on the season, but their offense is only averaging about 13 points per game. So, I don't know, maybe we'll get to see some passing attack from them. I know they had a quarterback controversy heading into this game as well, but maybe we'll see some more of that. As far as Skyline goes, they're kind of in the same boat as Dobson, but I feel like they're also a team that has just been on the wrong end of the stick. They're coming off a loss to McClintock. They played ALA, which is a top team. But their quarterback, Jake Reens-Goins, he has 1,200 yards total, rushing and passing on the season. He has 900 passing yards, over 300 rushing yards. Definitely a dual threat quarterback. I'm excited to see what he's going to do in this game. They averaged 24.2 points per game on offense, and they allowed 30 points per game on defense. So I don't know. That's definitely a recipe of a shootout, but anything can happen, and I'm excited to see how this game's going to fold out for sure.
Absolutely. It does sound from your description that there is something brewing, especially for a shootout. It seems like two very high-powered rushing attacks from both sides. You're right. It is going to be a very interesting game to watch, and honestly, good for you that you're going to be able to witness that live. But yeah, honestly, thank you very much, Chris, for your pregame report.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Adrian.
Awesome. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Big thanks to Chris for giving us that Dobson pregame report. A lot of interesting stuff going on there, as you said, with the quarterback controversy going into this game. Very high-powered rushing attack, but unfortunately only averaging about 13 points on the season. Very, very interesting. You don't really see that often. If they're running the ball very effectively, you would think that they're scoring more than 13 points a game, but nonetheless, it is what it is. A lot of stuff brewing for a shootout over there. And yeah, a lot of great games going on. We just went through Dobson, Brophy, Saguaro, Mountain View, Nogales, and Horizon. A lot of very interesting games going to be going on tonight. I hope that you all tune in live for those calls and those live streams because they should be very interesting games. And these rivalry games, especially on homecoming weekend for a lot of these schools, very interesting. The atmosphere is always great. And I will remind you guys once again that if you tune in later on tonight to the Varsity Live postgame show, we will be giving you all the recaps and the postgame reports of these games, of which we are highlighting now. And also, as a bonus, if you want to tune in at 8 p.m. Western time, it will be 11 p.m. for me over here on the East Coast. I will be hosting the Varsity National Live postgame show, where very similar to this, very similar to the postgame report you guys are probably used to, except we're going to be recapping games from away from the Arizona area. So, Philadelphia from here, Florida, some Indiana games, and I really hope you guys tune into that. And with that, that will conclude another edition of the Varsity Live pregame show. I want to thank you guys all for joining. I want to again remind you to tune into our post-game show, or Varsity National Live post-game show, and our Varsity Live post-game show, where we will be highlighting the games of which we previewed right now. And signing off, my name is Adrian Carmona. I hope you all have a good night.